Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. Did you have a good, what today? Today's Wednesday. Man, it was storming in Atlanta so badly. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you 45, 55, 65, 75 years. Now, when you have storms, lightning, thunder, I mean, just all kind of things going on. Back in the day, I'm just talking about me because I'm 83. Back in the day, shut down the house. Everything. Lights went off. Everybody got quiet because we had to let God do his work. Now what do y'all do? Well, it was so bad today, and I'm big and bold, and I got stuff going on, and the day was the first day of class at Clark Atlanta University. I need to be in front of my computer. My computer happens to be in front of a picture window. I'm like, I'll be all right. People don't do that anymore. Baby, that lightning came through Atlanta today. My grandmother creeped up in my ear, said, God doing his work. I took myself out of that window from behind that computer and took my happy self somewhere and sat the hell down. I did. Baby, people still doing that. I mean, people laugh at that, especially when you go to college. Especially people in college, they don't want to look like they brought all that, they don't want to look like they're afraid, or they don't want to do that anymore. But baby, I'm going to tell you, thunder and lightning in Atlanta today, the storm in Atlanta today, it made a believer out of me. Trust me, that's why I'm late today. I was going to do this earlier, and I said, oh, I got time, I'll get it done, all kind of story. And then, a little lightning. I said, well, I'm going to check on my students. Baby, let me tell you something. Whew, God had something for us today, and did not include bouncing around and the thunder and the lightning in the house even. Now, I don't know about many of you. See, the young ones, 45 years old, maybe you didn't get that. But if you 65 and you 75, you came along with me when Mama said, and don't let Grandmama, wait. Grandmama say, have you lost your mind? Take yourself over there. Turn the lights off. I mean, it would be hot. You would be sweating. In my grandmother's house, y'all just don't know. Anyway, I just want to tell you that. I want to talk to you today about a place in Atlanta called it's the DeKalb Farmers Market. DeKalb Farmers Market. Now, you may not have, I don't know where you're watching, but a farmer's market. So just think of a farmer's market. But the reason why I want to do the DeKalb Farmers Market is because it's international. So it may be called DeKalb's International Farmers Market. And wherever you are, I want you to find an international farmers market and go to that place. I do. 45, 55, 65, 75. Take your children. Make it an event. Find out where the International Farmers Market is and go. So what are you saying, Jordan? I wrote something down. Got my little piece of paper. Why I thought maybe it could be like a food culture discussion for your family and for you. Where I know many of you miss going outside the United States right now. You're not sure what to do. You're not sure if you can get back. You're not sure if you can get there the way things are going. You're not sure of a lot of things. The economy is different, but you still miss the international flavor in your life. Well, take yourself to a farmer's market. I have a girlfriend, I'll just say Coco. Coco will go, and she said she will stay all day at the farmer's market. There are people who love to go to the farmer's market. I would go myself. I'm sorry, my phone may ring because what did I do? I didn't do what I'm supposed to do. Anyway, I apologize. I hear it, but I don't see it. Nevertheless, I digress. But I miss, now you know what, this is foolish. Phone has not moved or said anything all day. I miss the international aspect of my life. What does that mean? I miss being around people who came from somewhere else. It's so many advantages and benefits of being with people who came from a different culture, and had a different upbringing than you, farmed their food differently, cooked the food differently. It's good. I miss that. I miss traveling outside of the country. And so I think going to the farmer's market, an international farmer's market, would just give me personally that boost, that feeling of connectiveness to the global community. I miss the global community. Atlanta purports to be an international city. It was during the election, during the Olympics, maybe, and it will be next year when the World Soccer comes. But it's basically not. It's very black and white. We still got a lot of racial issues here, just in the South, and then and in Atlanta also. Don't think Atlanta is Wakanda. It was Wakanda. It can take some of that wa or lose the ka, but it's definitely not Wakanda anymore like it used to be. That's some good and some bad. I'm not sure. I'm not taking up sides. I'm just making a statement and an observation. One of the things I like when you go to the farmer's market, you can sample foods from other places. I mean, you can watch them cook it. You can look at it, and it looks different than what anything that you have seen before. And you learn the difference between I think a sweet potato and a yam and a cassava. What's the word? Cassava? Yes. So just little things. Sometimes you get recipes and you speak to people and they're glad to have their English, but then what about you and that language? When I was working for Delta Airlines, the reason why, once you learn a language, I had French. I went there with French and English. French, English, and some Spanish. I left there with French, English, Spanish, what's that go? German, Italian, just a little Portuguese, but not a whole lot. But anyway, and that was because I worked next to people who spoke those languages. And so I used that as an opportunity to learn them right there at the airport. That's what they spoke, and that's what I need to speak what they spoke. And so that I would just chime in or just stand there long enough till somebody recognized me, and I would just say my two little words, and they would help me with my two little words. Then I would go off. I'll come back with maybe 3 or 4 more little words, and before I knew it, I had a whole sentence going on. Then I would take that sentence, then I would go use it on me a passenger, and they would say, ooh, 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 whatever the language was. I was like, ooh, I like this. That means just inserting immersion. And I think that the farmers market is a good place to be having immersion Saturday or immersion Friday or immersion weekend, and just take your family and find out one by recipes too, if you like to cook, add something different to your food. When I was growing up, I'm sure maybe some of you knew about turmeric, but I never heard of turmeric till I got to be a grown woman. We didn't have turmeric in the food. You knew what you had. It's about 3 or 4 things you had on the shelf, and it tastes good though now. Grandmama and Mama could cook with them 2 or 3 little spices they had. That was what they had, but they knew how to put those few spices together. Now you have a array of all kind of spices, and those spices bring out a different flavor in food that you use normally, that you normally have. These different spices will bring out a different flavor that you may not even know that flavor was there. And so I just think a trip to the farmer's market, and I'm saying that for my 45, 55, 65, and 75-year-olds that may be single. Yes, you may be single, or you and your girlfriends, or you and the guys, or you and somebody, to just go out there and take a look at wherever you are watching this, to go to a farmer's market. The market used to be a place where people were friendly, and people made friends with people. I want to know about what they have on. Color. See, this color I have on today is a vibrant color, but maybe you want to say there was a time that loud colors, that's what they call it, loud, which was a negative description. Black people wore loud colors, but here's the thing: the colors were magnificent in the ancient times, and there's a movement, from my understanding, you can look it up yourself, to erase those colors on some of the buildings, ancient buildings in Greece, to take some of those colors down and make them alabaster. And we didn't do alabaster. You know, I love, what is the, on HGTV. Everyone comes in there, oh, I just want a white kitchen. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to say anything about the white kitchens. I'm just not. But when they go to beachfront, when they get down in the islands, they, ooh, look at the colors, ooh. It's just go to the farmer's market and learn something and do something different and try a color every now and then and try a different kind of fish or try a different kind of bread. You know, just do that. I have a friend, I don't know what happened to my friend. She used to cook me bread, different kinds of bread, different recipes. She disappeared. I don't know what's going on. I miss her. But you know, try it yourself. Try baking some different bread yourself. I'm just pushing the farmer's market. I don't get any money from anybody at the farmer's market. But I was just thinking what we might do to get that international flavor, for our children to have an opportunity to have an international encounters with people other than on the news and a negative side. I'm just looking for the positive side of it. That's why I'm here. I'm here to bring forward a positive side within the city of Atlanta, not within the city, but in, you know, what we call it, everybody's from Atlanta and they live out all kind of places say they live in Atlanta, but metro Atlanta. But the farmer's market is a place to go. Not only that, do you get an opportunity to meet people, you could talk to them about recipes, talk to them about language, speak with them about their dress, what kind of farming, maybe even why they're there. Now, right now, I don't know if you want to ask why somebody's there, because they might think you from ICE. You know, and I'm not sure. I haven't been to the farmer's market to even think about that. Whether or not there's a fear factor right now, maybe, of why you would be asking. I don't know. But do the best you can. People on the other side of my screen are smart and savvy, well-read, well-dressed, all that. And I know you can go to the farmer's market and find something great, some people to talk to, an opportunity for you to hold and look at the local produce and talk to them about their farming and get you some fresh, different kind of fruit, different kind of something, and try it. What else? I wrote something else down here on something else. Oh, the community connection. I just think it's important that we bridge the gap. See, I think there's been a problem with a separation. They got the black and white separation, but white people already know. They already know. They don't have to admit it, but they already know that all other and everybody, including them, and one but one person, Lucy. That's it. We all came from the same place. We all came out of Africa. All, A-L-L, all humans started. And so you just gotta, may not want to accept that. You rather have this separation by color, and it would be different if the color was going to keep you on the earth or keep you from having cancer or make you, give you longevity. You didn't have to die. You didn't have to have any pain. The money would fall out the air. Well, that does happen though. They got systemic racism set up in such a way that all the rules and laws are set up so that the majority of the people, what they call a majority, they benefit from those rules. And what we have to do is still operate under those rules, but also operate on a different kind of a rule, untold, unseen, sort of like a blue law. We just have to work harder and smarter. I don't use it as an excuse. I just use it as an observation. That's all I'm saying. And so I would like for you to think carefully about having an international weekend. Weekend is coming up, and if you didn't get out the country and you're back, every day doing the same thing. Do something different. Find a group of people, and maybe I can't remember if they have books, if they have a bookstore out there. I'm still in the books. I don't know what they might have in the bookstores now. I put up books, but my books are, I write books for classrooms, for classroom work. So I don't know what to say about that. But I think this whole culinary experimentation would be good. I like to see you have that, and so take a trip to the farmers market. Take your family, take yourself, and then get some ideas of making bread, or get some ideas of some kind of, I think I would like to know how to make a pate, or some kind of pate to put on crackers. Find your piece of joy in the trip. Get some ideas of what you might want to do. No, go on internet and ask AI or ask Google what can you look for in the farmers market, or look and see in your area who has a farmers market, who has an international farmers market. See if you want to start a club or group. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. One of the groups that's well known in Atlanta is Sue started right over by the reservoir down on Cascade. And it's just 6 or 7 of them, and now maybe more than that. They got together and they made a pact that this is what we're gonna do. We'll make a pact and say, we're going to the farmers market, and there may be maybe 100 of them out there. Do one. So we're gonna do one a month. That's 100 months, and then we're gonna have a discussion afterwards. Oh, wait now, you can have the farmers market, the International Farmers Market Club, and you can have, especially your culinary friends that like to cook. Oh, I can make this thing a big thing. Georgianne not gonna do any of it. Now, I'm out of my division part, but I'm not going to cook. No, I'm gonna come to your house, and you're gonna get it ready for me, and tell me what it is. Oh, you can have a mystery meal once a month. It's something, you understand what I'm saying to many of you over there. It's this what you got to be imaginative in today's world. There's so much negative press and actions and evil spirit, that in the middle of all of it, you still got to live. You see, if you allow yourself to get bogged down in the minutia of it all, you won't have that smile. On Good Day Atlanta, they had a gentleman on that talked about the sun and the salt. And he talked about how the sun made the tree bloom, and the salt killed the tree. And his point was, every day, go find somebody. Actually, he told the anchor person, as soon as they finished their interview, go find somebody and say something nice to them. You see, so I would like for you to take the same sun and salt interview that I saw on Good Day Atlanta, and take that same spirit that I'm trying to express. Hopefully I'm expressing, not trying, that I am expressing. And take that and take it to the farmer's market, and see what's out there that's different to eat. When you're outside the country, you Americans want to have a cheeseburger. Well, I think they do. You still could get a cheeseburger someplace. But I mean, you want to find something different to eat. When I lived in Canada, I don't know. I didn't have much money. I was a student, and I lived with a family. I think I went there asking for certain foods to be cooked for me, and I didn't ask any more. I'll tell you what happened, and then I'm gonna go after this. So I wanted a pork chop. Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't know where the woman is. I don't know if I should say, may God bless her soul, but I love my family. I lived in Basseville, up in Quebecois, way up in Quebec, up at the St. Lawrence, not in Quebec City, not Quebec like right across the bridge or something. But up at the top of the St. Lawrence River in Quebec City, and in Quebec City, they had a little section, you know, like your little sections of town, where I lived in Basseville, which is a really tiny little section of town. And so I was at l'Université de Laval, and so I wanted a pork chop, you know. So she said, okay. So she went order. Y'all know I can't even tell her without that. She meant well. She did. She meant well, and I learned to what y'all eat. That's whatever you cook, that's what I'm gonna eat. I'm not bringing anything with me like a pork chop, because she said, oh, you brown it on one side and brown it on the other side and put it on the plate. Baby, I didn't even know how to fix it. I couldn't even fix it. I mean, I was like, no. I mean, it was something. It was something. I enjoyed every one of my places I've lived in the world. Trust me, I have. And now I miss that. And so the closest, I'm just talking Georgian, but if somebody on the other side of the screen, you miss that. See, let me tell you where we miss. I have a friend who was in the Navy. And let me tell you something. Have you ever talked to a veteran that's well-traveled? I'm going to go back to my daughter's first church in Bessemer. Her first assignment was in Bessemer, Alabama. New Magnolia Baptist Church. No, New Magnolia AME Church. What am I talking about? Anyway, it was a gentleman in there when Alabama had Veterans Day. And there were about 14 members. And one of the members was a veteran. More than one, maybe three. But this man, he did a travel itinerary that would just make you green with envy to have gone that many places. And he fought for our country, but also gone that many places as a part of the military to take care of us in the United States. But the places he had gone were just like, I mean, it was just unimaginable. He was standing there like in the little Bessemer, Alabama, New Magnolia Baptist Church. And he had been places in the world that people never thought about. And he just stood there and talked about it. I admired him so much for that. And I was thinking about all these veterans. Have you ever found a veteran in your family? There's some people been some places that they never talk about it. But they want to, but nobody ever asked them. They were just he was in the Army, he was in the Navy, he was in the Air Force, he was in the Coast Guard. People, we miss a wealth of exchange. And my thing has been, this show and the books that I put out, it's all about capturing and time stamping information for the future, for other people to see. We love Lorraine Hansberry. If nobody had found her burned books, that burned book, that trash, we never would have had a Lorraine Hansberry. You see, we had some you got to capture and find people. Like Lawrence Blinky Walden, people are just missing him. They are missing who he is as an artist. They're just missing him. How do you take knives and forks and spoons, culinary ware, and make the most exquisite mask ever seen? And they just lined up somewhere. I am glad we have them here. Maybe I'll pull one out. I know you don't want to know. I see a spot right there where I can put one of his masks right here. I know there are people who know what this whiteboard is. If you knew what this whiteboard was, you would beat me like everybody I know want to beat me about this whiteboard. I'm going to get to some of the things out. I am. I'm going to get more international things out in my house. We're missing so much. I don't want you to miss the International Farmers Market. That's what I don't. I don't want you to miss. I want you to go and find your way to yours. In whatever country you're in, you already know. If you're in another country, you already know how to go find people and talk to them. In your case, you go find the Americans and find out what it is we like to eat over in your country. It's so much we can do in the midst of all of the transgressions that are going on around us, in front of us. I don't do the politics. I think Tabitha, Roland Martin, Joy, and Lemon, those four, I think they do a fantastic job. Because I don't know if I could be on YouTube. They would kick me off because I wouldn't know how to contain myself. So I don't move into politics. I move into motivation. I want you to stay with us in the midst of all this, to still be the you that you are, the fabulous person that you are. You know, regardless of what anybody is saying, you stay on your path that God has put you on purposefully. And if part of that is to get that international fix, gotta get in that, then go to a farmer's market. Find you some people and find out what they're doing and have an international culinary experience. I love you. And you can't do anything about it.